you start to begin to hear truth, then you start establishing a baseline for truth that we can build on. So sometimes, yeah, we do have to expose the things that are not truth anymore. And it might be a little shocking at first when we hear truth for the first time. But there's also a sense of calm about it. Have you ever had a situation, a friend or a family member, or a situation at work where you've heard yourself say, look, I don't care how bad it is, just tell me the truth. If I know the truth, I can deal with it. Just tell me. Because we know in our core that we can trust truth. We might not like it, but we know we can trust it because it's on the table. And we can deal with what we know. At some point in time, over the next couple of years, we're going to start seeing a lot of exposure in our government, in our financial systems, and to a lot of people it's going to look like chaos. And everything that I've been hearing about 2012 and all the things that are coming, and everybody says, what's going to happen, what's going to happen? Well, one set of things is going to happen. We're going to start seeing truths. As the Piscean age starts going away and the patriarchal energies start to dissipate. And how you cope with that will be your perception. Will you look at it as fear, or will you look at it as calm? Now we have the truth. It might be a little bit chaotic at first, but if you can employ and trust a sense of calm, that now we have a foundation for what's going on. Then we have a world that is in alignment. Right now, we're out of alignment because we're putting energy towards things that are not so. We're trying to accomplish wellness through surgery and prescription drugs. That's not in alignment with who we are. We're trying to save money with banking systems that have so much lobby power that they're working against us, and that's why it's such a struggle. We're trying to do all of these things and get ahead, and we're working out of alignment. And it's really interesting, I've been hearing so many businesses that are coming up recently. And one of them that I just heard about the other day, their business is to take lawsuits against banks and actually determine that the mortgages are illegal and that you own your home free and clear. Now that might seem a little strange to you. You might say, well, no, but I bought that home and I'm in integrity, I made a down payment, I'm doing the right thing, I'm paying it off. I bought something for $500,000 and I put $100 down and I've got a mortgage for $400,000. I owe that money to the bank. Well, it's just numbers on a piece of paper. You bought a home that had a hugely inflated price because of a banking system that was out of alignment. What's the real value of that home? Who owns the land? This is the Native American way of saying nobody really owns land. The value of that home should really be the cost of the labor and the materials. $50,000? Maybe? That's the value of that land. The goodwill of the people that built it and brought the materials in. So we've all been told all of these truths, and they're going to start breaking down. We're going to start looking at things differently. And it might seem a little rocky at first, but we are going to get into alignment. And we're going to start getting into a place of understanding. We plant food, we make clothing, we build our homes, we bond together, we speak in truth, we work as a tribe. And that's the truth. How we work in those different scenarios is really up to each person individually. But the truths that we've been told about our culture and everything, those are going to start breaking down, and they're going to start, there's going to be a little bit of shaking, but then the dust settles. It's going to feel really, really good. So as you start working through your life right now and getting glimpses of what alignment feels like, as I mentioned, you know when you're in alignment. It's like having a shot of happiness. I watched Harry Potter in that movie, I think it was number 4 or 5, where he had a little vial of something that one of the professors had given him, that when he took it, everything worked for him that day. You guys remember that? Which one was that, 4 or 5? But he got this, professor gave him this, and when he took it that day, everything worked out for him that day. Everything he said, everything he touched, everything all lined up. What if that were you? Every single day, with everything that you did. If you are in integrity, if you're in truth, and if you honor the concept of free will, that you cannot manifest anything or want something for somebody that they themselves don't want. We must honor free will. But if you are in alignment with your own free will and everybody else's, there isn't anything that you cannot molecularly have show up present in your field the moment that you think about it. Things will show up. Now, my mentor, Rayetta Seibel, she is so clear about her manifestations. She can say, I need money, and she can put her hand in her pocket and pull out cash. Wouldn't that be cool? That's because she has dissipated and released all the beliefs that would tell her to the contrary, that that's not possible. It's not that she's a mystic or a magician, that she's creating things. She has simply eliminated all of those beliefs, those isms that tell her something like that isn't possible. We're molecular energy. If you want something, if you want to go and get gas in your car, don't you just go grab your keys and get in your car and go and get the gas? You create that thought, and so you make it so. You're hungry, you go to the refrigerator, you grab that apple or that piece of chicken, and you eat it, because whatever it is that you need, you really do create, don't you? Is there anything really that you have in your life right now that wasn't a decision that you wanted or needed, and so it's in your life right now? The clothes you're wearing, the car you're driving, the food in your fridge, the home you're living in. Everything that you have right now, on some level, in some way, you've created it. You were told that somehow it didn't come from you. That's the ism, that's the belief to start dissipating, that somehow it came from the outside to you. And all you have to do is switch around your beliefs and understand that it isn't coming from the outside in, it's coming from the inside out. That's when you're lined up, that's when you're in alignment. I don't watch very much television, but there is one show that I watch, and so I'll tell you my secret, it's The Biggest Loser. It's the only reality show that I think really has a whole lot of credibility. And the reason I watch it is because I watch these women and these men who go through this emotional process. And the one, for those of you that watch it, the one woman, Olivia, that is in the finalists now, as she reached her 112-pound weight loss, she said, what you are seeing on the outside is not the product. The product is the inside that I've changed, that you're now seeing on the outside. And I don't think she realized what a metaphysical thing that she said, or maybe she did. But I think hundreds and hundreds of people were watching that show that night, and she just told the world, you want to see something on the outside, you've got to change what's on the inside. The outside is not the product, the inside is the product. As within, so without. And this goes not just to buying a new house or buying a new car, but this, your own happiness, your own peace of mind, your own sense of trust. And I urge you in every moment to be really aware of the words that you utter, because they come from a thought. And for those of you that heard me a couple of weeks ago, I talked about that little baseball in my hand, that little pink softball. And I recognize that this is a thought. And if I create the thought, I'm unhappy because my